long, so it's going to go by really fast, so you guys need to listen carefully.
Okay.
Daisy, sit down. I won't start it. All right.
Can we turn off the lights?
You guys don't have to write anything down. You guys don't have to write anything down because we're going to read about him in our article, but just pay attention, okay? Listen carefully.
Some people say Lyndon Johnson had an insatiable lust for power. Polite people just called him ambitious. However you put it, you can't deny that LBJ got results. Johnson was a rough product of Texas. As the Senate Majority Leader, he became famous for his powers of persuasion. He wanted to run for president in 1960, but when Democrats nominated John Kennedy instead, LBJ agreed to be vice president. After Kennedy was killed, the new president unleashed a tidal wave of change. In 1964, Johnson used his Senate connections to get the Kennedy-era Civil Rights Act passed. He outlined his vision for the Great Society, a series of programs to end poverty and racial injustice. Johnson won a landslide election, and Democrats racked up huge majorities in Congress. The output was stunning: Medicare and Medicaid, housing programs, transportation programs, education programs, and more. The Voting Rights Act struck another victory for civil rights. It was an explosion of government. Johnson also stepped up military involvement in Vietnam to stop the spread of communism, but with only vague approval from Congress. That was his undoing. As the war became more unpopular, Johnson took the blame. Not even 4 years after his historic 1964 victory, he dropped out of the 1968 campaign and died 5 years later.
That was a really fast video, right? I'm just going to go over, a few people can answer maybe one thing they learned about that video. Adrian?
Can I say one?
Lyndon B. Johnson wanted to be president, but then I forgot the other president.
John Kennedy.
John Kennedy. And then he said I wanted to be vice president.
Yeah, so John F. Kennedy was elected president, and then Lyndon B. Johnson became vice president.
Because John Kennedy died.
Then John Kennedy was assassinated. You guys learned that yesterday. And Lyndon B. Johnson was elected president. Okay, so today we're going to do our normal discussion here on the carpet. You guys need your social studies journal, and the articles are up here. Okay, so I'm going to do things a little differently today. I'm going to use these sticks to call in the readers. That means that everyone needs to be following along while we're reading. That way, if your name gets called, you know where we are, okay?
Wait, I need to sit down first. Just get to the page. I already read all of this and all of the other stuff.
Okay, so yesterday we read the first page. So we're going to start with the inside. Everyone get to their spot. Okay, alrighty. Let's begin reading the first paragraph. Lyndon Johnson. Adrian, you're the first person to read.
Lyndon Johnson. Okay. Lyndon Johnson was born on August 27, 1908. In Texas, his family did not have much money. He worked his way through college. He got a job as a teacher in a very poor community of Mexico.
Okay, stop. So everyone look at the word compassion. What does the word compassion mean?
Feel sorry for someone?
Yes, you can feel sorry for someone. Does anyone have another explanation? Compassion? Well, let's read where compassion is in the guys should write that in your journals. Great Society. What was the Great Society? William? Successful, yeah. So he created the Great Society, which would be a place where everyone would be successful.
That's not. I folded it like this. I had to go to
Okay, go, please sit down.
the
Everyone should be writing down the Great Society in their journals.
Said the word tomorrow.
I thought you said this is yours. I'm like, no.
Ethan, do you have the Great Society written in your journal?
Yeah,
Let
I
me
folded
see.
mine like that. No, but his has the word.
Okay, can you write the definition? What the Great Society was? Please? Thank you. So there's some important parts about the Great Society that we're going to read about next, okay? Javier, can you read next? We stop right after successful. An important part. We're in the second paragraph.
An important part of that new society will be civil rights for everyone, regardless of race, color, religion, or natural origin. It will also include working to end
Poverty.
poverty, giving food stamps to needy families, providing plan and promoting medicine care for all people over 65.
Okay, stop right there. So I want to hear from you guys. What are some important parts of the Great Society? Riley Ann, you raise your hand. Okay. Read through what Javier just read. And I want to hear what are some important parts of the Great Society. Nico.
Medical care for people over 65.
Yes. Very good.
Stamps.
Food stamps. Adrian.
Civil rights for everyone, regardless of race, family, religion, color, religion, or national origin.
Origin. Very good. Riley Ann.
End poverty or giving food stamps to needy families.
Yes. Yes. Javier said that. To end poverty by giving food stamps to needy families. William.
Medicare.
And Medicare towards everyone over 65. Okay, let's move on. Ethan, can you read? Can you read next?
Which one?
Law sign.
by President Johnson.
Everyone, just a reminder, everyone should be paying attention and following along, okay?
Law and charge of full tax or tax on gold.
Okay, stop right there. New term, poll tax. right there. So another term, rioting. Does anybody know what rioting means? Nico?
Rioting in the streets because they. Oh.
This isn't in the text. It's just I'm just asking if anyone knows the meaning of rioting. Or what a riot may be. Chris?
Like a group of people
Uh-huh.
trying to stop something.
Yeah. A group of people that are unhappy. They're causing a public disturbance. They're unhappy and a group of people get together and they're either yelling, they're in the streets, they're causing a public disturbance.
A crowd?
A crowd, yes. Okay, and we went over, so there was two major issues that were causing problems in America. What was the first issue? We just read it. Yes, riots because of segregation and unfair treatment. Okay, Bianca, you can continue reading. Very good. Okay, stop right there. So what were two things that people were angry and frustrated about during this time? Not you, Riley, you're reading. Raise your hand over here. Yes. Segregation and one other thing. What else? The war, the Vietnam War. We sent many people over to fight the Vietnam War, and people were not happy about that.
And young ones.
Yes, that's true. All right. Let's see, Kayla. Okay, stop right there. So another important term, Head Start. What was Head Start?
A program
Chris?
It's like you're not supposed to start. It's like you're not supposed to.
a head start.
Head Start was a program. What type of program was it? William? Javier? Yeah, so it's a program that helps disadvantaged children get ready to start school. Adolfo, what are you doing? No, just stay right there. You should be writing Head Start in your social studies journal. It's another important term you need to know. This term is going to be on your quiz at the end of the week, Head Start. So make sure you write it down. Riley-Ann, do you have Head Start written down? Okay. All right, I'm going to continue reading. Thanks to President Johnson, the federal government also pays for a bigger percentage of your education than it did before he was president. The Civil Rights Act of 1964 made discrimination and segregation illegal. Another important term, Civil Rights Act of 1964. And what was the Civil Rights Act of 1964? Raise your hand. Besides Javier. Besides William, Javier and William have been answering a lot. What is the Civil Rights Act of 1964? Go ahead, Charlie. Discrimination or segregation. Yes, it made segregation and discrimination illegal. Okay. There's also the Voting Rights Act that he signed in 1965, which is one of the most successful civil rights laws ever passed. Another important term, the Voting Rights Act of 1965. Okay, that should also be in your journal. Journal. Do you want to get your journal? Do you have it? Is it in the classroom or is it in the other classroom? Okay. Can you just grab a piece of paper to write it down? Did you just come in? I'll go over it with you. Okay? Alright. Yeah, grab your journal. Alright. President Johnson's great society, people of all races, religions, backgrounds enjoy greater freedoms and have more opportunities to achieve success. So what I want you guys to do is write a paragraph about Lyndon Johnson's events in his life, as well as some of his contributions to our country. Okay? Things that he achieved during his life.
So are we doing a timesheet?
We're not going to do a timeline. We're going to write a paragraph. You can still look at the important dates in your article to write your paragraph. Okay? So you're going to look through your article and write a paragraph about events in Lyndon Johnson's life. Does everyone understand that? All right. I'm going to pass out some lined pieces of paper.
Oh, I have one. Can we do timeless?
What are we doing today? We're writing a paragraph.
I dare you to write one sentence.
And then you have to write. A paragraph is 4 or 5 sentences.
A paragraph can be one sentence.
I know.
Write a long sentence.
Oh, I already put all the time dates. Me too in my book. I put them, I
Okay, I
highlighted
wrote on the board in case you guys need to refer. You're writing about events from his life and contributions
Lizette,
to our
you need to
country.
do that.